All right, so what I'd like to talk about briefly in this video is material instances. So if I select this sphere and I hold the Alt key down and I press the left mouse button, you can see I've duplicated it. Now the issue is, let's say I want to use these material instances as light bulbs, right, in my scene. So I have this pink light bulb, and then by this door over here, I have a green light bulb, let's say. Well, the issue is, and let's say this is a little bit darker. If I go inside of here and notice that I have this sphere selected, and I say, you know what, I'm going to adjust this to green. So I'm going to click on this and I'm going to move it to green and I'm going to hit OK. And like, you know what? I like the way that looks. And then I hit save. Notice that it changed both of those to green, but I wanted this one to stay pink. So instead of having to create a new material and redo all of these steps that we created earlier, what I could do is create something called a material instance. So if I right click on this initial material inside of our materials folder and I go to create material instance, I can name this MI, so material instance. And these, if you get a job at a studio, film or game or otherwise, your naming conventions are really going to be the same here. You're going to notice a lot of studios use M or MM for master material or MI for base material here. So this one, I'm going to name it MM. And then I want to actually hit F2 here to rename this. And I want to say this is going to be my blue material. So I'm going to take this, and with this new material selected here, I'm going to just drag this into here. And now with this material instance, if I double click it, you can see it has a lot of the same parameters that the initial material has, right? So I can, if I go inside of this material, if I double click this, you can see I have my physical material, I have the parent material here, which I have access to. Now there's certain material properties overrides that I have to turn on that I want, but say I want to adjust that color property. Well, I double click here and you can see it added it as a tab, and I can right click on here and you can see I can see convert to parameter. And once I click on that, you can see now it gave it a name, and I can just name this parameter color info. Or I could just name it color. It's pretty self-explanatory. Now when I save this and I go back to my MI basic blue material here, you can see now color is open. And so if I check this on, now you could see, let me kind of move this down. I can adjust this to blue, and it's adjusting it in real time. And I don't even have to hit save, which is kind of a nice feature of material properties. And I'm going to hit OK here. Now, let's say I want this to be, you know, I'm still fiddling with the intensity, right? I'm like, okay, I want this to be more or less intense. I can go back to my basic material here. And I can say, you know what? I'm going to adjust the emissiveness, which is here, which is connected to. What's nice is you can actually double click the line and you could move these around. Let's kind of move this up, kind of clean up your material graph. And here's my value, and I can right click, convert this to a parameter, and I can just call this, I can call this, let's say, emissive power or something. And I'll save that, and I can go back in here, and now you can see emissive power appears, and I can check that on. And now in real time, I can bring this up or bring it really high. So material instances are very nice, and a lot of times I end up just making a master material, and then I only use material instances in my scene. So this is kind of a nice feature within Unreal. Let me dock this, both of these again, just so that I just wanted to show you so that we have more of a bigger view here of our scene. And again, you'll use these a lot, and sometimes you'll name them like lights or things like this. For practice, let's just make one more. I'm going to hold Alt and click on this, and I'm going to right click on this material, and I'm going to create a material instance, and I'm going to call this MI underscore chrome. And this is going to be my chrome material, and I'm going to grab this and I'm going to drop it on this material here. And what I want to do here under my material basic here is I'm going to right click, convert to property, and just call this met for metallic, just to speed up time. And I'm going to right click on this, convert to property, and name this rug for rough material. And I'm actually going to, we'll save this. And now when we go back to our scene and I double click Chrome Ball, you can see actually there's a little drop, this little thing here. It says browse to M basic. If I click on that, it takes me to the actual M basic in my scene if I forget what my master material was, right? And so if I grab MI Chrome here, and I'm just going to dock it away a little bit here and go back to my material scene, you can see now we have matte and rough, or metallic and rough. And I'm just going to turn all of these on. And for this one, I'm going to do 0 here, or we'll do, and actually, you know what we need? We do need a, inside of here, we do need, inside of our, let's see, MBasic material, I'm just going to select this one and hit Control C and Control V. And I'm going to, let's see, shrink this down. Let's see, let's move all of these down. Because right now we only have this emissive material. Sometimes I struggle a little bit with moving around in Unreal versus Unity. I just find it easier. So I'm going to drag this in there, right click, convert this to a property. And, oh, actually it's already converted to a property because let's go ahead and delete that one. I'm going to hold 3 and then left click. And that brings me a color one. I think if you hold C, that's the comment. So if you need to comment it, but I'm going to convert this one to a property and I'm going to call this master color. And this can serve as my master color for my chrome ball or any material. And then now when I save this, and if I go back in here, you can see master color appears, and then this would be emissive color, and this would be master color. So here we have master color, and I'm gonna just make this a light blue, and I'm gonna hit OK. And let's go back into our main scene here. And now, depending on how I want this chrome ball to be reflective, I can just go into, let's kind of bring these down. I can just sort of adjust each one of these on the fly. So I can make it more matted here. Or if I want it to be completely metallic or chrome, I can go this. If I want it less metallic or less chrome, I can move this down. So it can be sort of something like this. It doesn't have to be so overbearing. And chrome balls you'll see a lot as measuring tools when you go to a film set for measuring the lighting information in a scene. But anyway, I think that's enough for master materials for now. Next, we'll go back. We'll get a little bit deeper into our material basic here and talk about parameters and such.